The process of impeaching the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto from office has officially been initiated. But I still don't know the game plan of these people. But one thing I know for sure is that that process has been initiated. Because today, over 70 members of parliament, allied to President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, met at Serena Hotel and addressed the press. And initially when I heard that these guys were planning to address the media, I thought maybe they just wanted to respond the way they normally do to emerging issues in the country. But I've read their statement. And from that statement, it is clear that they are calling for the deputy president to resign. But what if he will not resign? What will happen? That's basically what these guys are doing. And they've given the grounds. If you read that document closely, I'm going to help you guys understand it. And the other thing which caught my attention is the people who are present at that press conference. I observed in that press conference that there was Kanini Kega. The other day, and I've been saying it repeatedly, that you guys must start watching Kanini Kega. Just last week, Kanini Kega accompanied President Uhuru Kenyatta to Nyeri and Laikipia when the president made an impromptu visit. So he was there. And earlier, Kanini Kega was sent by President Uhuru Kenyatta to deliver his contribution during the funeral of the mother to the Madira Member of Parliament, Honorable Gachagua. And the DP was present there. And that caused a lot of heat at that particular funeral. And later on, Kanini Kega explained clearly that he was with President Uhuru Kenyatta in Mombasa. And the president sent him. Remember, during that time, the DP had also tried to reach out to President Kenyatta in Mombasa. He could not. In fact, he wanted to move to one of his houses in Mombasa, but his staffers were told to remove his items. So that tells you that Kanini Kega is a serious player within President Uhuru Kenyatta's circles. Then there was the presence of Maina Kamanda. Maina Kamanda is also another key player around the president. When Maina Kamanda speaks, you must take it seriously. So Maina Kamanda was also here. But importantly, one thing you must agree is that there's no way 70 members of parliament from allied to President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga can call for a press conference and address as grave matter as the impeachment of the deputy president without the approval of those two guys. Probably even the statement which they read was prepared, then sent to Raila Odinga separately and to Uhuru Kenyatta separately. And they added their input, deleted here, edited here, added here, do it this way. Then the final document is what was right here. And that's why when George Aladwa, that particular day, issued a statement or delivered letters to County Assembly of Nairobi warning ODM MCS that he had instructions from the party leader not to impeach Sonko. Most people thought that Aladwa was mad. And I remember telling you guys here that Aladwa was not mad. Aladwa was just acting under instructions. The only person who reacted later was Edwin Sifuna. So that's how these guys operate. There is no way these guys can address that press conference without the input of these guys. Let us now go into this particular statement. I want us to be a bit brief. I've looked at this statement. The headline is the fourth column. The enemy from within. You get it? So the enemy from within. The letter is opening here. The Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides for the establishment of a multi-party democratic state based on specific and enumerated fundamental values. That's not important. There's something. Under the said constitution, the deputy president does not undertake a separate and distinct nomination process in the presidential election. He, she is therefore principal assistant to the president as an integral appendage of the presidency who must operate under restricted and unlimited terms and conditions within the general authority of the president. So you see, this guy is already creating a wedge between the president and the deputy president. And it goes on, the deputy president must loyally assist the president in promoting the unity of the nation, and the occupier of office must respect, uphold, and safeguard the constitution. This letter is very interesting. It goes, the deputy president must be at the forefront in complying with the responsibility of leadership as spelled out in chapter 6 of the Constitution on leadership and integrity. So they are invoking that because that's the chapter they intend to use to pursue this impeachment on President Uhuru Kenyatta. But let us go further. This letter, there's this part they are calling the open war on the president and the good governance. Last year, the President Raila Odinga embarked on and launched a major initiative to fight against corruption and to build bridges leading to the exalted destination of a united and prosperous Kenya. The Deputy President has questioned the formation and implementation of these noble objectives. If you read this clearly, so the first thing these guys want to use is that the DP has opened a fight with his boss. And therefore, he's not fit. But that's not the main issue. I want us to go to the second page, which contains most of these things. Integrity issues. This letter is saying, the press statement is saying, the authority and the respect of government has been subverted by integrity issues facing the deputy president. So now they are very clear that the deputy president is facing integrity issues. And now they have thrown the ball back to him. Resign. But we know in Africa and in Kenya in general, leaders don't resign. They'd rather die in office. In fact, the question of the rectitude and the forthrightness of the deputy president has always clouded the character of the DP right from the beginning of his public record, has constantly been fraught with concerns and controversies about his ethical probity, ranging from grabbing of public and private land to participation in fraudulent deals. You see, this statement was read by allies of the president. And you can listen to what they are talking of issues here. And they're listing, the list is endless, but let us mention the following. Number A, they're talking of maize scandal. So when the deputy president was the running mate of President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2013, do you want to tell me that he didn't know that there was the issue of the maize scandal? So these issues are being revived. Number B is land grabbing, including Kenya Civil Aviation Authority land on which he has developed the Western Hotel. So basically, they have also dragged Western Hotel into this war. We all know that the deputy president made one grave mistake by accepting that he bought the Western land from someone else. So it means these guys can revoke the title deed which was issued to the other guy, and then Western will go. Or they can decide to leave it there, but it will be a symbol of corruption. Anybody passing Langata Road, anytime they pass there, they'll be reminded that this hotel is built on a public land. I remember in, was it 2014 or 2015, when I was still actively involved in ODM activities, I took my friend Eliud Owalo to Langata Primary School to save that land. And probably that's why Eliud Owalo has maintained, is still the enemy of the deputy president. Because Owalo, the Western Hotel, wanted to extend their parking to that playground, children's playground. But Eliud Owalo, through Raila Odinga, organized demonstrations and it ended. So basically, they're going to raise the issue of Western Hotel. The other interesting thing is that, number C, they're saying, Aror and Kimore Dam project. He sensationally claimed that no money was lost and that there was a legitimate expenditure of 7 billion for the project by the National Treasury. So you see, the issue of Aror and Kimorera is also being revived. Why? Probably the system has given them more information about that and the people who are involved. Remember, the president cancelled or suspended the implementation of Aror and Kimorera Dam. And in that dam, Kenyans have lost billions of money. So far, nothing has happened on the ground. So they are going to remind him about that. Because if you are keen, the allies of the DP have been going around the country, telling the country every other thing. But President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga allies have been quiet. And I remember last week, I was like saying on this platform that maybe they have even been bought so that they don't talk. Because Kenyans were not hearing the allies of President and Raila responding back to attacks by the likes of Moses Kuria, Girathi Gachagua, the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah, Alice Wahome. Nobody was responding. So they have now revived that Aror and Kimorera Dam. This is just on one issue of integrity. I said there are 3 issues actually. 3 grounds they are laying. So number D is operations of Amaco in questionable deals and contracts with the Kenya Pipeline Corporation and other state corporations. Remember, Amaco is currently facing problems because the tenders which were sustaining it, majorly from government, were stopped. They were not compensating the people, the police. So the tenders were cancelled. The pipeline tender, I think, was also cancelled. So Amaco cannot operate without those government tenders. So which means the foundation of Amaco was on deals. So Amaco is currently under, I think they were auctioned. They were being auctioned this week. Some of their offices were raided and properties picked by auctioneer. So they are now raising the issue of Amaco. Number E, they are saying manipulation of planning, budgeting, and procurement procedures and irregular securing of payment for his personal benefit and thereby acting in constant abuse of office contrary to the law of the land. This is new to me. This is new to me. But I've always known that in government, there's a way people normally manipulate budgeting. So if you want something to be included corruptly, you put in the budget, then it's procured, then you ensure you get it. So I don't know how the DP has been doing this, but this is something new. I'll be interested in knowing. So basically from here, maybe they have details of specific, because for you to push this narrative, it means you must have tangible evidence. Number F, they're saying history of fraud, acquisition of unexplained wealth, and unjust enrichment. Very funny. So I think now they are now responding to the issue of dynasties, because the allies of the DP have been advancing the issue that the DP comes from a poor family or a poor background, and sasa mtoto wa maskini akipata kuna shida. So now they are responding that this guy is a mtoto wa maskini, but everything he has been acquired fraudulently and unjust enrichment. You know, this statement was also read by Jubilee leaders, people who campaigned for Uhuru and Ruto. And that's what is surprising me. So the first ground, now the last one on this issue of integrity issues is armed deals and associations with underworld. That is the bombshell. This armed deal, where a chaser was involved and where Kenei had been killed. So they are talking of underworld. So which is very interesting. Let us wait and see how this is going to unfold. In fact, the politics in this country is going to be very interesting this year. Let us just wait and see how this is going to unfold. Then the second thing they're going to use is what they're calling launching ghost projects. Remember, the deputy president, before the handshake, launched several projects. Even after the handshake, he launched several projects. If you go to Kisii, you'll find a medical school, which was launched almost 3 or 4 years ago, but just 2 stones, which were laid there by the DP. Nothing. So they are across the country. So I'm sure moving forward, these guys are going to prepare a list of this ghost project, which the DP has been launching across the country. And I think they are going to be specific to Central Kenya, because Central Kenya is where they are saying the president has not been working, but the DP has been working. So they want to highlight those projects. So they are saying the Public Accounts Committee has openly accused DP of launching ghost project. He purportedly commissioned the Lower Nzoia irrigation project without the involvement of parent ministry and claimed credit. He does not launch the project as an appropriate and official undertaking. To the contrary, he is driven by overwriting, selfish, and extraneous objective of promoting his egoistic ambitions to attain the office of the president in 2022 by whatever means. This country is very interesting. You can't imagine that this statement can come out from the people who campaigned for the DP, for the president with the DP for like now 10 years. And lastly, they're talking of the deputy president's ambitions. The deputy president is definitely guilty of public misconduct and grave malpractice and has not lived up to the oath of office that he subscribed before assuming office. He has not brought honor to the nation and dignity to the office of the deputy president, and has failed to promote public confidence in the integrity of the high office. He had rather ruled Kenya than serve the people. He has not offered selfless service based solely on public interest. He is not honest, and his personal interests are in constant conflict with his public duties. Very strong statements there. And they are now concluding, with this state of affairs, they are concluding, William Ruto must ship out or ship out. He needs time and undivided attention to pursue the only thing and ambitions that make sense and the meaning in his life, the dream and campaigns for 2022 presidential elections. And that marks the end of that statement. That statement is very heavy. If you look at it, these guys have basically decided to go for the deputy president. I don't know whether he's going to survive, because he's also a survivor. But they are going to go for him. And if you listen to the deputy president the other day, he was very clear that he's aware that the system wants to stop him. And more are yet to come. And he stated clearly that, Mimi, I'm not a madman. And we all know that the deputy president is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. He has access to intelligence. Even if not directly, there are people in government sympathetic to him who always provides him with the intelligence. So he knows what he's talking about. So the politics in this country is going to be very interesting. Let us wait for the weekend. Let's wait for the weekend. And the timing of these particular statements is also very fishy, because it's being timed when the president is expected to go to Nakuru, if he will keep his promise. And in Nakuru, if the president will make it, I'm sure the DP will also make it. But these guys are already spoiling the environment. I don't know what you think, but from my take, I think the impeachment motion has already been initiated. Whether it's going to succeed or not is something I still don't know. Maybe we can do a video on that, and I want your opinion on this. Do you think the impeachment motion can succeed on the deputy president? And if it can't succeed, why do you think it can't succeed? Let me read your comments. I want to read those comments from now in the next 2 hours. Then the comments I'll get from here, then I'll use to create another video. Thank you guys. And if you're being on this video for the first time, just like I keep on saying, just do simple thing. Just click the subscribe button now, so that next time you produce a video like this one, you get notified. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is today. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day.